Hello, my YouTube subscribers and my newcomers on board. How are you guys doing today? Today, I want to talk to you about the Amber Guyger case and her sentencing. Amber Guyger was sentenced to 10 years in prison, you guys. 10 years in prison. I want to talk a little bit about the doctrine law that did not apply to her going into someone else's house, which is, even if they applied that law or not, everyone knows that you don't go into someone else's house and kill them. That's just an automatic. Whether she made a mistake or not, the fact still remains that Amber Guyger, she didn't do anything to help save the young man from dying. Well, actually, he probably would have died because of where the bullet hit him. However, she still had a chance to have a heart to at least try to administer CPR, and that she did not do. Whether 10 years is enough, the jury saw fit to do 10 years, probably perhaps just in case in her mind she snapped and did not really know what apartment she was in, and she still had to get charged for killing him on her mistake. Because if the jury actually felt that Amber Guyger had actually killed him wholeheartedly on purpose, they would have given her 99 years. So they had to have some doubt in their minds, and I'm curious to find out what they are going to say about their decisions, how many people was for it, how many people wasn't for it, and so forth and so on. As I was looking at the sentencing deliberations, they had was one guy who said he was over a lot of people that had shot police officers, this, that, and the other, and that he felt that Amber Guyger acted in self-defense at the time of her blind law. Like he said, there was some kind of law that you can be blind and get locked onto the subject. Well, he said that he felt that because she was possibly in that blind law where she couldn't see the forest for the trees, and that her mind was just focused on what she was doing, that she actually did the right thing. Then when the prosecutors got on board and they questioned him about that, they asked him, how did he know she was in that blind law? And also if the laws that he pulled up and the paperwork that he had came from magazines, had they been scientifically noted that this was indeed true. He said that yes, they were true to the majority of the people that he had investigated and the crimes that he had worked on. The prosecutor came back again. He said yes, but does that apply to everyone? Is everyone blind to the fact, or some of the cops are blind to the fact? Then he said some of them. Then also he said that that investigator guy said that well, sometimes what I mean by the blind law is that sometimes it could be two cops on duty of an incident or some type of case. One cop can pull a gun and shoot and the other one won't. It's because he said that one of the cops may have been blind to the subject, that person. The other cop was not. So that in itself let the jury know that, I don't know if they use that in court because I didn't follow it from this point on until I just saw that she had gotten the 10 years. I don't know if they use that, but the judge questioned him on that. And like she was saying, didn't you say that some people, or how do you know that Amber Guyger was blind to the fact of knowing that he did not have a weapon in his hands? He couldn't really answer that. So with all of these whats and ifs and ins and out, the bottom line is that Botham John was killed in his own apartment eating ice cream. That was the bottom line. With Amber Guyger being a police officer on the force, 3,000 hours of training, she should have known that when her key didn't work or her door was open, to bag away. Don't go in, bag away, call for help. And then I know they looked at the fact that she did not do CPR on him and she walked out of the apartment while he was lying there to die. So you see what I'm saying? He laid there and he just died in his own blood without her trying to help him. So all of that was in consideration of her getting her being found guilty of murdering Botham John. And they had to bring some type of closure to the family because this was an innocent man. It wasn't like he was a convict. It wasn't like he was a bad person. This was an innocent man that was killed because of a mistake that a police officer was trained, because her mind was on sex or whatever her mind was on. It was all wrong from the beginning, from texting the married man to walking into the wrong apartment and shooting the wrong person and not watching your surroundings and so forth and so on. And then also she failed the polygraph test. They pulled that up. She failed the polygraph test at the Dallas Police Department when she first applied for the job. She failed. Then she went back and later redeemed the job. And also she smoked marijuana as well. So she was no better than him when they tried to bring out that he smoked marijuana. I wonder if they smoked it together. This is a thought in the back of my mind. Also, if you Google up Amber Guyger shoots a man in 2017. Amber Guyger shot someone else, and she got off with that because that was a different type of case. He was a Hispanic guy, last name Perez or something like that, where he actually wrestled the gun from her, which she tasered him. Now, I wonder when she tasered him, I wonder if he fell to the ground, she shouldn't have shot him in the stomach. She already had the gun and the taser in her hand. So she had tasered him, redeemed her gun, and then shot him. So see, she sometimes, police officers, they jump to the gun, but if she redeemed that gun from Perez, the guy that she arrested last year in 2017, she went to help someone. Someone called her for backup help on a call. They didn't shoot him in the stomach. Amber Guyger shot him in the stomach after tasering him. You know, if you tasered someone and you was able to redeem the weapon, you didn't have to turn around and shoot them. All you had to do was put the handcuffs on them. You already had them down, and you had the weapon at that point. So you see what I'm saying? She's not following the guidelines of the Dallas Police Station, Dallas Police Department. And that's what those attorneys for for Botham John's family was pointing out, that the police department has made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of people have been killed, innocent people, as the other lady came to the attorneys and she cried about her son, saying that Amber Guyger's ex-lover, police officer Martin, whatever his name, he actually had killed her son, and he was unarmed. Unarmed, no gun to shoot him back or anything, just nothing. So anytime a person have a weapon and their police officer look like they can shoot them in the leg or get them down on the ground, shoot them. If you have that weapon, you have more power than they do. They're powerless without a weapon. And this is why those attorneys are going to open up that investigation on Mr. Martin. You know, because of the fact, I think it's Martin Riviera, that's his name. Because of the fact, Amber Guyger's case that opened up the can of worms for Mr. Martin to be checked into when the other lady came forth about her son being killed the same identical way in 2007 by Amber Guyger's ex-lover. And there's more to the story, because they're not finished with finding out what's going on with those text messages between Amber Guyger and Mr. Martin prior to her going and killing Botham John. After their conversation, after she pulled over, she never did give them the proper answer that they were looking for. What were you guys talking about when you pulled over? Another thing I was totally distraught about when they pulled up these racist remarks that Amber Guyger had on her media pages about, if I wear black, the reason I wear black because if you F with me, I'll be wearing it to your funeral, and shoot to kill, and all of this stuff, and about a racist dog, and like needing a racist, her dog may be racist, or just all kind of racial remarks. So it leads me to believe that she was racist, because from looking at those messages, and what police officer would put those online anyway, knowing that you are a police officer and you shouldn't have racist in your mind when you're trying to uphold the duty of the law. No one, I wouldn't care what color you are. If you wear that badge, you could be black, yellow, blue, or green, but you're not supposed to have race in any type of situation when apprehending a suspect or on any levels, when you are to uphold the duty of a police officer or any office. Race shouldn't even be an issue, because when God made man, he made all of us, and we all are going to die. I don't care how you may think you more because you light, white, black, or brown. That does not matter at all from the Creator. And this is why every man will die. Every man goes to the bathroom. Every man. Every man, woman, boy, or child. We were all born to die. So why not live on this earth and make one another happy and try to make this a better place? That's what I don't get. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are that's listening to my video right now. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter how much money one has. None of that stuff matters, because a lot of people have a lot of money and they go crazy. They get on drugs. It doesn't matter what color you are, because when it's time to say goodbye, everybody's going in the ground by themselves or being cremated alone. Doesn't matter about your color. Your color is not going to hold you on this earth. Your hair, your skin tone, your eyes, your lips, your teeth, my smile, nothing. Nothing. People always say, oh, you have a beautiful smile. You have a beautiful... That's not going to save me when it's time to go. Okay? So when people get that in their head and understand they are no better than no one else, and all of this killing would stop, all of this hatred would stop, all of that mess would stop. Because we all born, and every race is going to die. So why not die with class and pride, and show the world that you love one another? You didn't have any of that in your spirit. I'm glad I never had any of it in my spirit. So I feel like I'm a free bird and I can fly as high until it's time for me to die. And I feel good about that. I feel good about it, because oftentimes people that do a lot of wrong, they pay for it in the end, and they suffer. And they get to see everything they did wrong to people. Everybody they killed that was innocent, they will see all of that again before they die. They may see it in their sleep. You know, I mean, I don't know how anybody could kill anyone cold-hearted with no weapon in their hand and sleep at night. I just don't buy it. And so Amber Guyger got that 10 years, and I thought it would be at least about 25. You know, I thought it would be 25, but 10 was what the jury decided, and she'll probably do half of that, and at least that will let her know that you can't go around killing people, because they can't bring Botham and John back. But what will happen to the family? They have some form of relief that she didn't just walk away scot-free like many have done, knowing that they killed innocent people and walking around every day grinning and smiling in people's face as if they did nothing. And I'm not just speaking of police officers, you guys. I'm speaking of people, period. Anybody that have killed innocent people, I don't care who you are, anybody that have done it, have to pay for that one day. Whether it's a police officer, whether it's a wife, whether it's a brother, cousin, sister, whoever, if any human being killed someone on this earth for no reason, they will see them again in their dreams, or before they leave, they will suffer. And it would be a natural suffering. It would be a suffering, a whipping that they would wish that they were already dead. I've seen it happen. I've seen evil people suffer before they die. And they holler and they suffer the pain, be so, oh, please kill me. They be wanting to die. But that's for all the stuff that they have done to other people. Amber Guyger is very blessed that she did not get 99 years. her life would have been through. So she still have a chance in life. She's only 31 years old. She still had her chance, but Botham John is gone, and his family will suffer forever. And she will see him again as well. So even though she only got 10 years, but that suffering and that pain that she caused on her family, she will deal with that through the eyesight of God in her dreams before she leaves. It's going to haunt her every day of her life. And especially when she's locked up, she's going to feel the pain that she put on these other people. She may see him every night in her cell. He may come and say, "Why did you do this to me?" No one knows if they had a relationship, because when I saw that paperwork that she said she smoked marijuana 3 times, nobody knows if she took marijuana from people on the force. She was smoking marijuana. She said 3 times, but that's not so. It was, it was more than that. Everybody knows that. 3 times only? I doubt it. If you smoked it once and you knew it wasn't any good for you, or you being a police officer, you smoked it once. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it because they legalize in California, but if a person smoke or do something once, they'll do it more than once. And she said 3 times, they're doing more than 3, because you had to like it if you smoked it the second time. You see what I'm saying? If you smoked it once to try something out and you knew if you liked it or not, you wouldn't do it 3 times even. So I know it was possibly more than 3 times that she smoked that marijuana. And I wondered if she ever smoked it with Botham John and possibly his neighbor, because the neighbor said that they smoked weed, him and Botham John. And so I wondered if she was involved with that in any type of way. I'm still puzzled about, did he open the door and let her in and he said, "Hey, hey," when he saw her pull out the gun, or was the door cracked like she said? But the thing of it is, they got her on going into his house, killing him when she was behind the door. She had a chance to move away. And that was why she got 10 years. It wasn't because they knew for sure that it wasn't her house. That wasn't the reason. That was not the reason. Because if that was the reason, she would have got more than 10 years. They know she did it because she didn't follow the proper rules and regulations. So in the back of their minds, the jury probably say, well, she could have possibly known or could not have known. So just to make it right, let's give her 10 years. In 10 years, I don't know how much time you do. With good behavior, she might get out in 3 or 4 years. You never know. With good behavior, or possibly half of that time. But also on the police force, there was a gentleman said that he had to write her up and turn her in because there was an incident that happened where a suspect got away in handcuffs and she didn't report it. And something that serious, if you're doing stopping someone and you're apprehending a suspect and they get away in your handcuffs and you don't call and report that in to the office of the police department, then that means you're not following the guidelines, or possibly you didn't want them to know that that suspect got away from you. And so she told someone else about it and they turned her in. And so it was a write-up about that, as well as the weed, and it was just a lot of other stuff going on, as well as her texting the married man. So as I said before, she broke up many homes. She stirred up a lot of stink, because now they're going to go back with Martin Rivera. They're going to investigate him. His wife, he's going through something that he never thought he would go through before. Could be possibly because of the fact that he shot that unarmed black man. Who knows why he's going through all of this stuff? Who knows? But payday is something else when you do wrong. I wouldn't care who it is, what you are, what race you are, how much money you got, how you look, how long your hair is, how short your hair is, how wide your nose is, how keen your nose is, how full your lips are, how thin they are. I wouldn't give a damn if you do wrong, and especially murder somebody for your own satisfaction to get off on it. Payday is something else, and I wouldn't want that on me. And I know you guys listening to my video wouldn't want it either. I tell facts. This is the real news talk show. I tell it from the gut. I tell it how I feel. Maybe you have different feelings, but those are your feelings, and I can't take yours away, and I wouldn't expect anyone to take mine away, because those are my God-given feelings. Some people will feel the same way, and others won't. But in my gut feeling, I know that if you do wrong, you're going to pay for it. You see it every day. Every day you see it. And anytime you think you're more than the next man, you pay for that too. Because no man is no better than the other one. Like I said, we all dying. And when you die, you're going by yourself. Nobody want to think about it, but it's the truth. Just think about what I'm saying. Just because you're cute, do you think you're going to live forever? No. No, you're not. Matter of fact, people that think they're more than other people, they're the ones that leave this heaven and earth faster, because they are thinking that they're better than God who created them. I've seen it happen every single day. People that think they are more and better because of their race or because they have more money. I'm here to tell you, please listen. You're going to die. And it could be sooner for thinking on a racist level, on a negative level, on hurting people level, on being a narcissist, sociopath, just being pure evil. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So people better wake up. It's not going to work, and you're not gonna live to be 100. I put it to you like that. Most people that do wrong, they don't live that long. No, they don't. They don't. Or if they do, they live in pure hell. They won't be happy. Just all kinds of stuff will be happening. So why not be nice and let other people live? Everybody should live and be happy. And unless somebody pull a gun on you and you have yours, or your life is at jeopardy, that is the only time you should shoot someone, when your life is in jeopardy, and not go after somebody because of their race or because you're a police officer or because you can. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. And Amber Guyger, she was very, very lucky to get only 10 years for walking into the man's house and killing him while he was eating ice cream. And that's all I got to say for this one. So please click like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get more subscribers, you guys, so I can come back with more real news talk. I'm telling it from the gut. I am just telling you my point of view, and yours may be different. So if I agree with yours, fine. But I'm just telling you my point of view about this situation with Amber Guyger. 10 years, she should have gotten at least 25. But I'll go ahead and take the 10 because of the situation of them not actually knowing if she really knew in her mind. Because just like that investigator couldn't get in her mind, the jurors couldn't either to know if she was blind in her mind or not, blind to the subject or not. And that was why they gave her 10. Just like he couldn't get in her mind when they questioned him, the prosecutors. Well, how do you know her mind was set just on the subject to kill her? How do you know that? Well, the same thing with the jurors. How did they know that too also? So this is why they couldn't give her more than 10 years based on the facts and the evidence that was presented before them. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, click like right now, and I'll come back with some more good, real news talk. Talk to you later. Thank you for subscribing, for all of my new subscribers and my subscribers to be. Bye.